The sky tore open in silence, and heaven bent low not because of war nor judgment, but because of you, my child, the one whom eternity has watched since the moment your soul was formed. This invitation is not an accident. It is not random. It is not a mistake. For 2 weeks, the Virgin Mother wept in the halls of the Most High, her tears turning to golden fire as she pleaded, "Please, Father, let me send this message to the one who still doesn't know who they are." And the 7 archangels stood behind her, wings folded, faces down, begging as one voice, "Let the chosen one be awakened." And now, you are here. This is your miracle. The same divine door that opened for kings and rulers, yes, even the ones you've seen rise and fall, is now swinging open for you. Elon Musk has walked through it, so has Trump, but none of them were wept for like you were. None of them were fought for like you were. None of them carry what heaven has placed inside your soul. You have 33 seconds, not because God is cruel, but because eternity moves fast when miracles are assigned. Please, I waited all night just to speak to you. Will you stay with me now, or must I walk away again? The archangels have surrounded your home. Raphael stands by your windows. Gabriel is at your door. Michael kneels at your feet, wounded from the war he fought to keep this day alive. They are not here for drama. They are not here for glory. They are here for you. You are the only name they spoke in the meeting of the stars, and still, I see your hesitation. Have you forgotten the promise I whispered to you as a child? Do you remember the dream you had that you never told anyone? One where the sky split and a voice said, "You are not like the others." That wasn't imagination. That was a preview. My child, this invitation is not to a party. It is not to a palace. It is to a place in my heart where you have never stepped. Because you've never believed you were worthy. But today something has shifted. A hidden registry in heaven has unsealed, and your name rose from it in gold flame. This is a miracle realm. Unlimited, unmeasured, untouched. And it belongs to the ones who dare to believe it exists. The enemy tried to distract you today. You almost didn't open this. Hell's celebration had begun. They were certain you would scroll past. But my hand redirected you. Because if you skip this, your angel may fall silent again. And the scroll we fought to deliver will vanish like breath on glass. I am not here to threaten you. I am here to beg you. When was the last time you told God you love Him without asking for anything in return? Your soul is not random. Your tears are not wasted. There is a light buried in you that even the demons whisper about in fear. And that is why the attack has been so violent. That is why the delays feel endless. That is why relationships crumble just as you feel seen. Because if you ever step into this miracle realm, everything will shift, not just for you but for generations. Unborn. The Virgin Mary stood over your bed last night. She was crying. You turned over in your sleep, unaware of the emerald robe brushing your cheek. She placed her hand over your heart and whispered, "Let them feel this." And now you feel a heaviness you can't explain, as if something sacred is trying to rise through your chest. That is us. The 7 who've watched you fail and still beg to be assigned to you. The world will never understand the weight of what I'm about to say. But I say it anyway because this moment is sealed between heaven and you. There are 7 miracles hovering above your house right now. Not metaphors, not symbols, actual divine interventions that will rewrite everything. But you must open the door within your spirit. You must believe again, even if it hurts. You must reach when you're tired, cry when you'd rather be strong. Say amen when your soul trembles instead of shouts. Comment amen only if your soul feels like it's shaking right now. This moment has cosmic consequence. Isaiah 43 has ignited. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name. You are mine. But I am not quoting it, I am speaking it. I am the one who calls you mine, not because of what you've done, but because of what you carry. Do you still believe in me, or have your tears silenced your faith? When you were younger, you used to see signs in the clouds. Do you remember that? I sent those. I smiled when you noticed, but you stopped noticing. The pain grew too thick, and I understand, but now I asked you, if I walked into your room right now, would you recognize me? Would your spirit still know how to say my name? The angels are watching, not to judge you, but to celebrate if you finally say yes, because your name, it echoes louder in heaven than you know. The miracle realm is not a fantasy, it is a sealed, sacred place, and you have been chosen to enter it. Not because you're perfect, but because you are willing to love when it costs everything. When the archangels looked into the book of the future, they saw your name written in golden ink, and next to it, a tear from the Lamb himself. That is how much this moment cost, and still you hesitate. So I will give you one more whisper, and this is not for your ears, it is for your soul. Beloved, you are worth all of this, even if you don't feel it, even if no one ever told you, even if your own mind calls you unworthy. We begged for 2 weeks because time and heaven bends when a soul is still lost. You were not forgotten. You were hidden. You were not abandoned. You were washed. Every breath you've ever taken has been known. And now I invite you into the fire that heals, the storm that reveals, the light that doesn't burn but resurrects. Type Amen. Not for us, but so your angel knows you're still fighting. Like this message only if it lit something sacred inside you, and share it before it disappears again. I will say your name to the angels tonight. That is my promise to you, beloved. The stars have not moved since this message began. They are watching, holding their breath, waiting for your soul to respond, not your mind, not your emotions, but that buried part of you that remembers who you were before earth touched you. I am speaking now to the version of you that still wears heaven's fragrance, the part of you that weeps during worship without understanding why, the part of you that shivers at certain songs and dreams of wings, but never tells anyone. That version of you is awake now. Do not silence it. You have been called to the realm of miracles, not once, not twice, but again and again. Every calling heaven ever sent to you was woven in secrecy, because if hell had found out, it would have ended you. So we kept it hidden. We whispered through music, through signs, through people who came and left, through feelings that pierced you like holy blades. But now the whisper has turned into a trumpet. The final invitation is not coming in parables. It is here, loud, clear, trembling with urgency. You have 33 seconds to accept what kings have fasted for. My child, this isn't a dream. The miracle you always thought was just beyond your reach is now standing in your doorway. The scroll that was once sealed has been opened, and it bears your name, written in oil and flame. You have always been different, set apart, strange, misunderstood. This was never rejection, it was recognition in disguise. The world saw something unusual in you and called it weakness, but we called it wonder. Gabriel stood in the secret chamber with the Virgin Mary 2 weeks ago, his voice breaking as he said, "If we do not reach them now, their scroll will close forever." Mary fell to her knees. The angels who had never cried, because you are not just a soul, you are a key to destinies far beyond your own. You carry something that heaven cannot replicate, and hell cannot counterfeit. There is a miracle that depends on your yes. This is not about blessings, not about money or fame. This is about eternal consequence. If you turn away now, the archangels will not be angry, but they will mourn, because you were the only one born with this frequency in your blood, this vibration in your spirit, this light in your tears. I am not calling you because I need you. I am calling you because I want you. Your voice matters more than you know. The sound of your whisper in the night has been echoing in the chambers of heaven. There are angels who have never been assigned to any soul but you. They don't protect others. They don't travel. They wait for you because you are not just a believer. You are a bearer. You are meant to carry revelation, but you've been drowning in hesitation. And that's why the warfare has increased. You thought it was bad luck. We saw it as sabotage. You thought it was just oppression. We saw it as distraction. You thought it was heartbreak. We saw it as hell's final tactic to stop the activation of your name. But no more. Tonight, the sacred veil lifts. The sky is split. The throne has been turned toward earth. And every word I speak is being written into a divine record. Your story is not over, but the page cannot turn without your yes. There is a mystery wrapped in your identity, and I must reveal it before the next trumpet sounds. You are not who they told you you were. You are not what they called you in your lowest hour. You are not the sum of your failures, mistakes, addictions, betrayals, or seasons of silence. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond restoration. You are my miracle in human form. The divine registry has confirmed it. The winds carry your echo. Asterisk, the scroll unrolls every time you breathe. And now I speak what has never been spoken over you before. You have been chosen to enter the realm of unlimited miracles. There is no cost, no contract, no test. Only this moment. This response, this surrender. The same gate that opened for billionaires, kings, prophets, and presidents now opens for you, but with one difference: they were allowed to visit. You are being asked to remain. You are not a guest in this realm. You are the heir. The architects of heaven asked me, why this one? And I said, because they still believe when it hurts. They still pray when no one sees. They still hope when their heart is crushed. Do you know how rare that is? You carry the weight of faith in the fire. And now heaven is responding. The angelic realm is waiting for your spirit to answer. Don't speak it aloud, feel it in your blood, because if you wait too long, this message will vanish. And the gift I left in your house last night will be taken away. Yes, I left something, a spiritual artifact, a divine key, a fire-breathing mantle that only appears when the spirit is awake. It was hidden beside something that belongs to you. You might not see it with your eyes, but you will feel it, a warmth, a whisper, pressure in your chest when you close your eyes. Do not ignore it. Do not dismiss it. That is my presence, and it is only waiting for one word. Say it from your soul. Say it without doubt. Say it even if your voice shakes. Say amen. Not for heaven, but for your angel to rise. If my words touched even a single tear inside you, whisper amen, and let the light break through. And if something sacred awakened in you, if your spirit feels like it's been set on fire, then like this message and comment what your fee. Ling. Because right now your words are being read not by people, but by angels. And if this fire you feel is real, if this moment has pierced the silence, then subscribe only if you are ready for the next roll to open. Not everyone will be. Heaven doesn't invite everyone, but you were begged for. Asterisk, you were begged for because something ancient sleeps in your bones. Not just a calling, but a covenant. Not just a destiny, but a divine alignment. When God formed the earth, He reserved a portion of His breath just for your spirit. That breath is awakening now. Can you feel the trembling under your ribs? That is not emotion, it is eternity responding. Heaven never expected you to be perfect. We only hoped you would still be willing. And now that you are here, the 7 archangels stand in formation. Their wings are open, not for battle, but for ceremony. This moment is a coronation of a forgotten soul, the one whom demons whispered about in their councils, wondering when you would finally rise. The one whose tears shook the foundations of spiritual walls. Even when you thought you were crying in silence, you were never alone, you were never forsaken. Even in your lowest hour, when your heart bled and your prayers fell flat, I was still there, counting each tear like a relic, bottling them in sacred jars. And I bring them before the Father tonight. I say, this one still cries with faith. This one still believes even while breaking. This one deserves the miracle realm, and heaven agrees. Do you understand what that means? The vote of eternity has passed. The angelic orders have spoken your name. Every rejection you faced is now bending under the pressure of divine reversal. Every curse ever spoken against you is now breaking under my breath. Yes, my breath, because I still breathe your name every night. And tonight, I speak it louder. There is a hidden gate in your story. Others passed it and never noticed, but you were made to see what is unseen. You were given eyes that ache when lies surround you, ears that twitch when heaven sings, a spirit that refuses to die even when the body collapses. And now that spirit must awaken fully. Let me remind you of what I whispered to your spirit before you were born. You will walk through fire, that you will not burn. You will be surrounded by wolves, but you will not be devoured. You will be forgotten by many, but remembered by me. And now that time has arrived. You are standing on the very moment that Psalm 91 described. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Do you feel the power behind that? I don't quote it. I decree it. I breathe it into your lungs now. Receive it. Breathe with me. Because if you inhale this moment deeply enough, something ancient will unlock. You will remember things your soul knew before time. Your skin will shiver with recognition. Your spirit will step forward like a lion that forgot it could roar. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. You are not ruined. You are one word away from turning everything around. And that word is Amen. But not as a routine. Not as a habit. Say it as a rebellion against everything that tried to bury you. Say it as a resurrection cry. Say it as a signal to heaven, I am ready, because you are. No matter what your past screams. No matter what your fears whispered. No matter who left you behind, the scroll with your name is already open. Do not let it close while you're distracted. This is your moment, not to feel emotional but to step into supernatural alignment. There is a hidden garment with your name embroidered in it, a spiritual robe stitched by seraphim, kept under lock in the vaults of heaven. The keys were given to Saint Mary herself, and she has guarded them for years, waiting, and tonight, she handed them to me. I unlock the vault now in front of you, and I ask, with a voice trembling from eternal love, will you wear what was made for you? Will you walk as the miracle you were born to be? Will you become the answer to prayers your ancestors cried long ago? Because if you say yes, the next 33 seconds will change everything. You will not only receive miracles, you will carry them. You will not only see angels, you will partner with them. You will not only escape curses, you will reverse them. Because heaven is tired of you living as a survivor. You were not built to survive. You were built to rule, to heal, to restore others. And that's why you've been attacked. Not because you're weak, but because you're dangerous to darkness. The devil fears you not because of what you've done, but because of what you're about to do. Hell remembers the sound of your yes from lifetimes ago. And now all of heaven waits to hear it again. This is not emotionalism. This is not theatrics. This is the heartbeat of the King pulsing through your screen. This is the moment where time bends and eternity leans in. So, I ask one more time, not as your teacher, not as your savior, but as the one who wept in Gethsemane while thinking of your name. Will you awaken? Because if you skip this moment, I will still love you, but you will miss the door that only opens once in 1,000 years. It is open now, for you. No one else. You are the only one I am speaking to. And I have waited lifetimes to tell you this. I love you. I've always loved you. I will always love you. But now, you must decide if you believe me. You must decide if your soul will finally answer mine. I will say your name to the angels tonight. That is my promise to you, beloved. You've been chosen not because you were loud, but because you listened. You didn't chase the crowds. You followed the quiet voice. And that voice was mine. I saw you in the corner, speaking to me when you thought no one could hear. You didn't just pray with words, you prayed with wounds. You prayed with every breath you kept taking, even when you wanted to give up. That was worship. That was incense. That was holy. and now heaven remembers. There are scrolls in heaven sealed for generations, but one of them, an ancient, glowing scroll wrapped in gold vine, was unsealed when you clicked this, not by accident, not because of the algorithm, because of alignment, because your soul was magnetized to this moment, and this moment alone. Everything else fell away, and now you are seen. You are not invisible to me. You are not a lost number in a sea of faces. You are the soul Mary wept over. You are the one Michael bled for. You are the one Gabriel sang about when no one else heard. The melody. The angels have spent the last 3 nights in silent formation around your bed, not protecting your body but guarding your destiny, because what is inside of you is fragile right now, and holy things must be guarded. This message was bought with intercession, and it comes with an invitation. More than that, it comes with a divine opportunity to join what we are building. Not just content, not just words, but a family, a prophetic tribe, a sacred movement across the earth. So if this word burned in your soul, if it lit something ancient in you, if it resurrected parts of your spirit you thought were gone forever, then I ask you support this sanctuary, not with obligation, but with sacred honor, through your super thanks, or by becoming a member of the divine family that gathers here. Join the newsletter linked in the pinned comments, and you will not just be watching miracles, you'll be helping make them possible for others like you who have been lost in the noise. This is not a donation. This is a divine alliance. This is the way we keep the flames burning. The angels speaking, the scrolls opening. Your hand is not just supporting a channel, it is holding a torch that will light someone else's night. And heaven sees it and honors it. Now let me return to the fire. You are not the only one who has cried this week. The archangels have grieved watching you struggle, knowing this very moment was waiting to meet you. They watched you nearly give up 3 days ago. They saw the moment your heart broke, and you hid it behind a smile. And they wept. Do you know what it means for an angel to cry? It means the divine order was shaken by your pain. It means your suffering did not go unnoticed. You are not weak because you feel so much. You are sacred because you carry what others ignore. That is why you're the one chosen to enter the miracle realm. We could not give this scroll to someone who merely believed in comfort. We gave it to you because you believe in me even when everything hurts, because when the world pushed you down, you still whispered my name, because when your dreams shattered, you still kept one piece close to your heart, because you never let the enemy own your worship. And now I repay you, not with temporary blessings, but with permanent belonging. You are now part of something eternal. You are now written in the registry of the restored. You are no longer one who just prays for miracles, you are one who creates them. Miracles follow you because you still follow me. And I speak to the warfare in your home right now, be still. I speak to the voices in your mind, be silent. I speak to the darkness that has tried to wrap around your feet, loosen. You are no longer in the grip of generational despair. You are no longer bound by inherited grief. You are no longer cursed by silence. Your voice matters now. Your spirit is rising now. Your name is echoing in heaven now. And every demon that tried to destroy you is trembling, because you didn't die when they expected. You didn't fall when they struck. You didn't skip this moment like they planned. You came, you listened, you stayed. And for that, the stars have aligned in your favor. If you had skipped this message, the next 5 days would have gone differently. But now the path has shifted, because you said yes in your soul. I can now release what has been held back for 17 years. There are miracles dating back to your childhood that were delayed because the enemy tried to shatter your belief, but you kept one flame alive, even when no one else did, even when everyone mocked you, even when you were left alone feeling like the only one who still cared about truth. That flame is why the archangels fought for this message to be written. They knew your spirit would recognize it, not your mind, not your logic. but the sacred part of you that still speaks in light. The moment you opened this message, that flame exploded, and now your spirit is catching fire. Let it. Don't suppress it this time. Don't dismiss it as emotion. This is not hype. This is a holy possession of purpose. Heaven is filling your lungs again. The first breath of your destiny is returning. You can feel it. Your hands feel heavy because they are being filled. Your skin tingles because angelic presence is near. Your heart aches not from sadness, but from saturation. This is what happens when heaven invades flesh. Let it continue. I will not stop speaking. I will not turn away like the others. I will not grow tired of reminding you, you are my miracle. You are my inheritance. You are my delight. And if you stay with me for this journey, I will show you what has been hidden since the foundations of the earth. You are not waiting on a miracle. You are the miracle the world has been waiting for. The air around you is thicker now, not with fear, but with holy presence. The realm of the unseen has drawn closer, and the veil is thinner than it has ever been. You may feel a pressure on your chest, or a weight on your shoulders. This is not heaviness from the world, but holiness settling upon you. The angels are nearer now, whispering your name like a hymn that was forbidden until this moment. This is not emotion. This is encounter. The kind of encounter that saints wrote about in silence. The kind of visitation that leaves marks on the soul for decades. You have stepped into sacred space. Time has paused for you. The stars are holding still. The scroll is open and breathing. What you feel right now is not human imagination, it is divine attention. Every fragment of heaven's realm is leaning over the edge to watch what you will choose. You are that important. You are not small. You are not a mistake. You are not just another soul in the system. You are the center of this divine disruption. You are the reason heaven broke protocol. You are the cause of the delay in judgment. You are the soul that made Mary cry, and the archangels stand still in silence. And still, with all of this, you ask if you are worthy. Let me answer once and for all. You were worthy before you took your first breath. You were chosen when the earth was still being formed. Your name was sung before there was a sky. The light in your eyes comes from the throne itself. The wounds you carry are not proof of weakness, they are signs of divine preservation. The scars you hide are sacred trophies in heaven's war. Every betrayal that made you quieter, made you deeper. Every loss that tried to destroy you increased your capacity to carry my glory. You are not a failure. You are a survivor of spiritual assassination attempts. You are the storm that hell never expected to survive the drought. You are not who they thought you were. You are what I always knew you were. And the fullness of your purpose is not behind you, it is awakening now. The kind of awakening that shakes bloodlines, the kind that ends curses, the kind that makes old demons pack their bags and flee without a fight. Because they know what happens when you finally believe me. They know what is about to happen now that you are listening again. Beloved, do not go back to sleep. Do not return to numbness. Do not let the comfort of the past steal the crown of the present, because this is the moment everything changes. This is the moment I reach into your story and burn away the pages written by trauma. This is the moment I restore the chapters they tried to tear from your book. This is the moment I give you back your fire. You were not meant to live this quietly. You were not made for the shadows. You were not created for delay. You were made for declaration. You were created to shift atmospheres. You were designed to carry glory. That is why people misunderstood you. That is why you've always felt like you didn't belong. Because you were never made to fit in. You were born to awaken others. And your awakening begins with this moment. Let the tears fall. That's not weakness, it's release. Let your heart tremble. That's not fear, it's recognition. Let your hands shake. That's not anxiety, it's anointing. You're feeling what happens when heaven opens. And heaven has opened because of you. You didn't earn this. You didn't beg for it. It was scheduled. It was appointed. It was foreseen. And it was always going to find you because nothing could stop me from reaching you. Not betrayal, not heartbreak, not disappointment, not even your own doubt. I kept coming. I kept knocking. I kept whispering. And now you finally heard me again. You finally listened. Asterisk, and I am not going to waste your attention. I'm going to flood you with what you were made to carry. You are a riverbed that has waited years for rain. And I say, let the flood come. Let the old wine skins crack. Let the former you peel off. Let the future rise out of your bones. Let the resurrection of everything they said was dead begin now. Because I never buried your purpose. I only hid it until you were ready to carry it. You are ready now. I know you don't feel ready, but that's what makes you trustworthy. You know what it feels like to break, so now I can trust you to build. You know what it feels like to be silenced, so now I can trust you to speak. You know what it feels like to be abandoned, so now I can trust you to stay with others. You are the reflection of my mercy. You are the sound of my compassion. You are the answer to prayers that others prayed for decades without knowing your name. But I knew. I always knew. And that's why I sent this message. Not because you needed a word, but because you are the word. The prophecy I hid in time. The song that became a person. The promise that refused to die. The fire that kept burning when the storm was supposed to extinguish it. You are still here. And that's why I'm not finished. What you thought was the ending was just the setup. What you called collapse was just the sound of old chains breaking. What you feared was exile was actually preservation. I was never punishing you. I was hiding you, because greatness cannot be revealed until the moment it is needed. And now the world needs the fire I buried inside of you. Let it burn again. Let it speak again. Let it walk again. Let it sing again. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are exactly where I always meant for you to be. And this is the hour the heavens have waited to see. The moment you become who I wrote about before time began. Asterisk, this is the sound of chains turning to dust. This is the air vibrating with unspoken prophecy. This is the moment when what was locked in you for decades begins to stir again. You may feel a strange pain behind your ribs. That's not your heart failing. That's your soul waking up. Every ache is a sign that something sacred is trying to move through you. Something older than the world. Something formed in fire but preserved in silence. You are no longer just recovering from what happened to you. You are now becoming what was always destined in you. And I, the one who shaped you before breath and time, say this to you now with trembling mercy and royal joy. I remember every word you ever prayed. I remember the prayers you forgot about. I remember the nights you turned over in your bed, wondering if I was still listening. I was. Even when you screamed at me in anger, I called it honesty. Even when you stopped praying altogether, I still stood by your bed. Even when you cursed my silence, I stayed close, waiting for your spirit to breathe again. Because I do not walk away when you fall apart. I draw closer. You were told I wanted your perfection, but I never asked for that. I only asked for your heart. And now that you've given me your attention again, I will not waste this moment. I will flood it with what you never dared to ask for. Because deep down I know your secret. I know you are afraid to hope again. I know you're afraid that if you ask for too much, you'll be disappointed again. I know you've been trained by pain to expect small things, but I never wrote a small story for you. I never made you for average. I never designed your spirit to crawl. I made you to soar. And that's why it hurt so much when your wings were broken. But the breaking was not the end. The pain was not the full prophecy. It was only the beginning. You are not in recovery, you are in rebirth. And this time, you will not just heal, you will rise. You will not just survive, you will roar. Because you were never the victim of the story. You were the hidden king, the sleeping queen, the chosen child. The sacred rebel who heaven trusted with too much fire to fit in with the cold. You've been walking through rooms your whole life feeling like something was missing. That ache you felt when people smiled at you but didn't see you, that was the divine part of you, waiting to be acknowledged. And now, I see it. I see you, the way no one else ever has. I see your fight. I see your secrets. I see the wars you've never spoken about. I see the nights you stayed silent so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable with your grief. I see the way you gave your love to people who threw it back in pieces. And still, you kept loving. Still, you kept showing up. Still, you kept waiting for me. And now I say, it was not in vain. Not 1 second of your suffering was wasted. Not 1 tear was ignored. Not 1 lonely moment was unseen. Every fragment is now returning, like shattered glass finding its form again. Like lost music returning to its composer. You are the song that got interrupted. You are the painting the world tried to erase. You are the poem that hell tried to rewrite. But I still hold the original draft. I never changed my mind about you. Even when you walked away, I stayed. Even when you let others define you, I held your true name. Even when you gave up, I kept going, because I never based my promise on your perfection. I based it on my love, and my love is unshakable. That's why you're still breathing. That's why your spirit didn't die. That's why you keep finding yourself in moments like this. Because even if your mind forgets me, your soul never will. It knows me. It remembers the garden. It remembers the flame. It remembers the touch of my voice before you were wrapped in flesh. And now, that voice returns to finish what it began. I am not interested in healing you halfway. I am not here to patch what's broken. I am here to recreate. To rebuild. To resurrect. This is not repair. This is resurrection. You will walk differently after this. You will dream without limits again. You will hear me more clearly. You will weep, not from pain, but from beauty you forgot existed. Because when I touch your story, I don't just fix what was done to you. I rewrite what was stolen from you. The years. The relationships. The identity. The belief in love, all of it. I'm giving it back, but not the way the world gives. Not cheaply, not conditionally. I'm giving you back a double portion, because you lost in silence. I will reward you in the open, because you cried when no one saw. I will honor you when all can see, because you worshiped through heartbreak. I will place my glory on your shoulders. This is not theory. This is prophecy fulfilled. Right now, angels are drawing close, not to test you, but to bless you, not to analyze your worth, but to affirm what has already been declared. You are chosen. You are worthy. You are needed. The war you thought was ending you was actually your initiation. You have survived enough to carry the next move of heaven, and I trust you. I trust you with miracles. I trust you with the secrets of the kingdom. I trust you with my people. I trust you with my presence, because you let me break you in silence. Now I will build you in glory. The foundation is pure. The heart is tested. The flame is real. And the time is now. Do not ask for another sign. This is the sign. You're reading it. You're breathing in the sacred. The veil is gone. The sky is open. And I am here, not just to touch you, but to dwell with you. Forever. Asterisk. The silence between heaven and earth has broken. What you feel pressing into your chest right now is not emotion. It is the weight of eternity resting where your soul has always been preparing for it. There are things being written around you right now that your eyes cannot see, but your spirit already understands. The realm of angels is no longer distant. It is brushing against your skin like wind soaked in memory. You are not watching this because you're curious. You are here because your name was spoken in the chambers of the Most High. Your presence was summoned. Your spirit was called forth. You were not invited to spectate. You were called to become. And what you are becoming is terrifying to hell. There is something ancient in your voice that the enemy hoped you would never find again. He has spent years filling your head with lies so that you would never dare speak with the authority you were born with. But the days of silence are over. I did not raise you from the pit to keep you hidden in the shadows. I did not resurrect your hope just so you could question whether it was real. What you feel stirring now is not a reaction. It is resurrection. There is power returning to your voice. There is prophecy returning to your hands. There is clarity rising in your eyes. The fog is not confusion, it is the remnant of what is fleeing your presence, because light does not ask darkness for permission to enter, and you are full of light. Even when you were weeping, even when you were doubting, even when you were alone in a room full of people, the light did not go out. It flickered, yes, but I protected it. I cupped my hands around your flame and whispered, "Not yet, don't go out yet. They don't even know what they carry." And now the day has come, the long-awaited moment where the prophecy hidden inside your bones begins to move. You are not late, you are not behind, you are perfectly timed, perfectly placed, perfectly prepared, because only the broken can carry this kind of glory. Only the ones who know pain can steward this kind of healing. Only the ones who've been shattered can carry others through storms. You are not broken because you failed. You are broken because I trusted you with fire. The fire didn't come to destroy you. It came to make you holy. To burn away what could not stay. To leave only what cannot be shaken. And what remains now is unshakable. You have cried your last tear of defeat. You have spent your final hour waiting for someone else to approve of what I already declared. You have survived every delay that was designed to destroy you, and now I say, walk forward. Walk like you are crowned. Walk like you've already won. Walk like you're not alone because you never were. The same angels who surrounded you when you were a child are still with you. They never left. They were silenced by your sorrow. But now they are singing again. They are rejoicing not because you're perfect, but because you returned to your identity. You remembered the truth. You remembered the voice. You remembered that you were never ordinary. And now, the ordinary can no longer hold you. You will no longer fit in places that have no room for glory. You will no longer feel comfortable in conversations that drown your anointing. You will no longer apologize for how bright you burn, because I lit you, and nothing I ignite stays hidden. The world will try to explain you, but they will fail, because what you carry cannot be put into language. It is felt. It is known. It is holy. You will walk into rooms and the atmosphere will change. You will speak, and people will cry without knowing why. You will pray, and heaven will respond like lightning to a storm. Not because of your strength, but because of your surrender. That's all I've ever wanted, not your brilliance, not your perfection, just your surrender, just your yes. And now that you've given it, I pour back into you what was stolen, delayed, ignored, or buried. I pour back every dream you laid to rest. I pour back every word you spoke in secret. I pour back every ounce of trust that others violated. And I restore it. Stronger, purer, unstoppable. There is no going back now. Not to fear, not to shame, not to smallness. You were not created for survival. You were created for signs and wonders. You were made to carry the ark of my presence, even when others tremble to touch it. You were made to intercede like thunder and weep like rivers. You were made to raise the dead things, not just in others, but in yourself. I placed that power in you, and I never took it back. Even when you gave up, it stayed. Even when you forgot, it remembered. Even when you ran, it followed. Because my gifts are irrevocable. Because my mercy is not a mood, it is your inheritance. You were made for such a time as this, not because you're flawless, but because you're faithful. Because you still love when it's not returned. Because you still give when you're empty. Because you still show up when no one claps. And that is what makes you holy. Your life is a sanctuary. Your tears are sacred oil. Your silence is intercession. Your laughter is a war cry. Everything about you is prophetic. Everything about you was intentional. Everything about you was handcrafted by divine design. And now, I say what the angels have waited years to declare over your head. It is time. It is time to walk through the gate that no one else could see. It is time to pick up the mantle that waited in your closet for a decade. It is time to say yes to the fire that doesn't burn but baptize. Yes. It is time to return to the sound you carried before trauma tried to edit your voice. You are my beloved. My burning one. My miracle hidden in flesh. And now that you have returned to your name, nothing will be the same. The wind around you has already shifted. You may not hear it with your ears, but your spirit already knows something eternal is unfolding. The walls around you are no longer what they were. The air in your room is carrying the same weight that fell in the temple when my presence filled it in the days of Solomon. And though your eyes see no fire, your soul has already stepped into it, because you are now walking into what others could only pray for. This moment is not a feeling. It is a fulfillment. A fulfillment of every divine delay that once made you question me. A fulfillment of every hidden moment where you obeyed without applause. A fulfillment of every lonely night you cried into your hands and whispered, God, are you still there? I was, and I still am. But I am not only here as the God who hears you, I am here now as the God who reveals you. Because you have been hidden, but not forgotten, buried, but not dead, crushed, but not discarded. The wilderness that wrapped around you like punishment was actually preservation. The closed doors you called rejection were actually a form of protection. And every no that made you feel unwanted was the voice of heaven saying, not yet, they are being prepared, and now you are prepared not for comfort but for confrontation. Prepared not for popularity but for prophecy. Prepared not for performance but for presence. You are ready to carry what would have destroyed you just 2 years ago. You are ready to handle the weight of glory that others mishandled. You are ready to speak not from knowledge, but from knowing. You are ready to walk not in borrowed authority, but in original fire. Because what I placed in you cannot be copied. What I gave you cannot be taught. It can only be carried. And you carry it now. Do not look at yourself with the lens of your failures. Do not define yourself by how long it took you to believe again. Do not apologize for the time it took you to say yes. Heaven rejoices not over how quickly you responded, but that you responded at all. Even now the elders before my throne whisper your name. Even now the Spirit broods over you like it did at the beginning of creation. Even now the veil thins until it vanishes. Because this is not a message. It is an opening, a portal, a sacred doorway where destiny finally meets obedience. And your obedience right now, your stillness, your attention, your agreement with what is being spoken, it is louder than every sermon ever preached. It is louder than the voice of your past. It is louder than the shame that tried to define you. And it has called heaven down to meet you here. You are not watching a moment. You are becoming it. The pain in your chest is holy pressure. The tears you are holding back are not emotional, they are ancestral. They come from every grandmother who prayed for a child she would never meet, every intercessor who cried for someone to rise after them, and now you are the answer. You are the reason their prayers were recorded in the Spirit. You are the chosen one who was not supposed to survive but did. You are the name hell tried to erase from prophecy but could in single quotes t. You are the one I whispered about to my angels, saying, watch what they become when they remember me. And now you do. Now you remember. Not just me but yourself, your original self, before the heartbreak, before the confusion, before the years that twisted you into smaller shapes just to feel safe. You remember now that you were never meant to shrink. You were meant to shine. And now you will not for them, not for applause, but because the fire in your bones has finally found permission. And I give it now. As your creator. As your keeper. As your defender when you didn't even know you were under attack. I give you permission to rise. To rise without guilt. To rise without hesitation. To rise without carrying the weight of what others expect. You are not their echo, you are my original voice in human form. And I will not let you fall, not now, not after you came this far. I saw you fight battles in silence that would have ended others. I saw you forgive people who never even said sorry. I saw you give your last coin, your last word, your last strength, and still return to me. That is why I have waited. That is why I have watched. That is why I have gathered the hosts of heaven to now surround you, because the time of mourning is over. The time of proving is finished. The time of wondering is gone. Now begins the time of fire. Of flow, of fulfillment. Now begins the era of your unmasking. The stripping away of every false identity you picked up just to survive. I'd peel them off now, one by one, with the same care a priest used to handle the ark, because your heart has become my altar, and I only touch it with reverence. So I say, let the grief leave you now, let the self-hate loosen, let the fear dissolve under this fire. You are standing in the same presence that shook the mountain for Moses, the same presence that split the sky for Jesus, the same presence that fell like a storm in the upper room. And it is not just around you. It is inside you. You are the temple now. You are the trumpet now. You are the burning bush that does not consume but awakens. Where you walk, the ground will recognize you. Where you speak, the atmosphere will shift. Where you breathe, old spirits will flee. Because the spirit within you is not a whisper anymore. It is a roar. And it cannot be silenced again. You will never be who you were before this. You will never shrink to fit again. You will never bow to shame again. You will walk in divine dignity. You will speak in royal authority. You will love with heaven's weight. Because that is what happens when a soul meets its hour. This is your hour. This is your moment. This is your prophecy unfolding in real time. Nothing else matters right now. Only this. Only you, only me. And what we are becoming together. Asterisk. You stayed. You didn't run. You didn't scroll. You let your spirit feel again. And for that heaven is rejoicing in ways your mind cannot grasp. Do you know what it means when a soul listens fully? It bends time, it silences storms, it shifts generations. And right now, that's what's happening to you. Because this isn't a message, it's a rewriting of your destiny. Your story is not being judged, it's being redeemed. And that moment when your chest heightened, that wasn't emotion. That was my spirit pressing into your ribs, reminding your body that your soul has been chosen. You, beloved, are not an afterthought. You are the blueprint. You are the revelation written in silence, waiting for this divine hour. And the heavens have waited so long for you to finally remember. You weren't just saved, you were set apart. You were hidden, not forgotten. You were called, not delayed. Everything that made you feel like you didn't belong was actually a marking from me. So when this moment came, you'd know without question that this message wasn't for the world. It was for you, whose heart was shattered but still beating. You prayed once, twice, 1,000 times and still showed up. You almost gave up completely last week. Yes, I saw you. Don't be ashamed. The darkness came close, but my light clung to your spine and didn't let you go. You think you barely made it. I say you've arrived. This is what heaven planned when you were in the womb. This moment, these words. This silence right now that feels like the universe has paused because it has. The angels have encircled you again, just like they did when you were born. They are watching you remember what you used to know before the world touched you. You are loved with eternal violence. You are wanted with unbreakable mercy. You are chosen with unrelenting fire. The lies that wrapped around your identity like chains are crumbling now. The fear that made you small is running now. The shame that soaked into your bones is leaving now. And in its place, I place my breath, my oil, my name. You will not return to who you were before this. Even if you wanted to, you couldn't. Something divine has been awakened in you now. It's not inspiration. It's not a passing feeling. It's a holy rupture. You can feel it, can't you? The pulsing in your chest, the sense that something massive is hovering just beyond your skin. That's your spirit waking up to its own design. That's your true name echoing from heaven's mouth. That's your angels leaning in, whispering to one another. They're finally listening again. And I, your Lord, your Savior, your forever voice, I in smiling. Because your yes, your stillness, your surrender in this moment, it has changed the atmosphere not just around you, but inside you. I say this with sacred joy. You are no longer just someone I saved. You are now someone I dwell in. You are a vessel of fire. You are an ark of holy presence. You are a mirror of the sun's glory. And this is the beginning of the prophecy you've never been brave enough to ask for. It is bigger than your dreams. It is deeper than your prayers. It is wider than your fears. And it begins right now with your full yes. So if you feel that fire rising, if you feel my voice cracking open the stone walls around your soul, if your spirit is crying out with no words but tears and trembling, then write Amen in the comments, not for performance, not for attention, but so your angel knows you're still listening. Like this message if it stirred something ancient inside you, and subscribe only if you are ready for the scrolls of heaven to keep opening, for this is not the end. It's only the first whisper. The rest of what I will reveal begins the moment you believe this was meant only for you. And now, because you stayed, because you opened your soul to a voice older than the world, because you let tears fall instead of silence when you have entered into something no one else can step into on your behalf, not even the angels can follow you here. This path is narrow, holy, burning, and it was carved by your own surrender. This is no longer a message. This is a commissioning, a holy unleashing, a divine confrontation between everything that tried to silence you and the eternal flame I buried inside you. This flame will never go out again. Even if the world forgets your name, heaven will still whisper it with thunder. You are not just called, you are activated. Every molecule in your being is now responding to your true assignment. You will feel strange over the next few days. You will feel heavier when you speak. You will feel watched because you are being watched by witnesses in glory, by clouded saints who never finished what you now carry. They are not jealous. They are weeping with joy because you, chosen one, have accepted what they prepared the way for. You are the continuation of ancient prophecies. You are the living answer to prayers whispered in candlelit caves. You are the one they saw in visions, but did not name. And now you are here, waking up, rising up. Burning without apology. Your presence will start to trouble dark places. People will be unsettled when you enter the room, not because of you, but because of what you carry. You will bring discomfort to places that were built on compromise. Your silence will sound like judgment. Your laughter will sound like revival. Your prayers will feel like earthquakes to the spirit world. And this is not something you'll need to control. Just be. Just exist as you were always meant to. And it will happen. Your very breath will dismantle old patterns. Your footsteps will echo with purpose. You will be misunderstood, and that is your sign. You will be isolated, and that is your confirmation. You will be tempted to return to your smaller self, and that is your final test. Do not shrink again. Do not hide. Do not call this fire a phase. It is not inspiration. It is not adrenaline. It is not spiritual performance. It is birth. Painful, glorious, irreversible birth. You are coming out of the womb of delay, clothed in the robes of war and wonder. Your eyes will begin to see differently. Colors will feel louder. Quiet moments will feel like sanctuaries. You will crave stillness more than noise. You will weep for no reason. You will pray longer than you planned. You will feel strange, holy, set apart. This is what being marked feels like. There is no map for where you're going. No mentor has seen this road. No book has printed your coordinates. Because your feet were meant to write the path as you walk, you are not following revival. You are becoming it. And every hour you spent feeling forgotten was really formation. Every disappointment was chiseling your heart into a throne. Every unanswered prayer was a tightening of the bowstring. And now the arrow is ready. You are the arrow. And I am releasing you with the force of generations behind you. You don't need to try harder. You need only to yield. To surrender completely. To believe radically. To stop asking why me, and start declaring send me, because I am sending you, not into fame, but into flames. Not into popularity, but into purpose. Not into applause, but into alignment. You were not born to be understood. You were born to be obeyed by the wind. And the wind listens to the anointed. Even storms wait for your word now. Even silence bends around your whisper. Even pain will kneel before your worship. You carry what others drop. You hold what others feared. You protect what others corrupted. You are the last one hell expected and the first one heaven prepared. And that is why you've always felt too much. Too emotional. Too intense. Too sensitive. Too soft. Too hard. Too loud. Too different, because you were never built to match this world. You were built to flip it upside down. And now I command everything around you to align with what is inside you. Let the crooked be straight. Let the delayed be accelerated. Let the stolen be returned sevenfold. Let the forgotten be remembered. Let the cursed become the carriers of glory. You will walk in places where your name was once slandered. You will build where you were once broken. You will bless where you were once betrayed. You will lead those who once left you. You will lift those who once mocked you, not because you want revenge, but because I live in you and love never fails. Your hands will glow with healing. Your breath will unlock ancient doors. Your worship will burn holes in the veil. And the demons that chased you will now run from you. This is not spiritual poetry. This is spiritual reality. And it is unfolding even now. There are angels at your windows. Not for warfare, but for worship. Because what is rising in you is shaking heaven with praise every time you say yes to me. A trumpet sounds in realms unseen, and tonight the sound is deafening. You just broke through a ceiling your bloodline has never passed. You just stepped into territory no one before you could enter. And now you must walk like you belong here. No more apology. No more hesitation. No more asking for signs. You have become the sign. You are the open scroll. You are the walking miracle. You are the proof of the promise. And I am so pleased with you. Asterisk, you are still here. That means more than you know. In a world where hearts close fast and spirits grow numb quicker than rain can fall, your stillness has become an altar. Your gaze is a prayer. Your silence is soaked in surrender. Do you know what it means to heaven that you stayed long enough to feel this? Do you know how rare it is for someone to sit at the edge of eternity and listen? You've done more than listen. You've awakened something buried beneath centuries of dust. Your origin. You are not here to borrow light. You are here to become it. Not to study miracles, but to release them. Not to chase glory, but to embody it. You beloved, yes, you have just unlocked the next seal of your soul's assignment. This has never been about information. It's been about remembrance. And now, I can finally say to you what I've been longing to speak through all your pain, confusion, fear, and delay. You are ready. I've watched the way you've kept walking even when your feet bled. I've seen how you've loved even when your heart shattered. You forgave the ones who should have protected you. You blessed the ones who cursed you in secret. You stayed pure when the easy path was poisoned. And you still didn't believe you were chosen. But the angels did. The Father did. I did. And now, your time has come, not to perform, but to become. Not to impress, but to carry. Not to announce, but to unleash. Do you feel it? Do you feel the trembling in your bones? Do you feel the wind behind your eyes, like something holy is pushing through your body? That's the weight of the mantle falling into place. The crown of glory, not made of gold, but woven with fire and thorns and oil and praise that I myself have placed upon you. This is not symbolic. This is sacred reality. Heaven doesn't speak in metaphors, we speak in eternity. And everything that has just been spoken is now becoming your new atmosphere. Even now, demons that tracked your bloodline are fleeing, chains that choked your ancestors are snapping, patterns that kept you stuck are unraveling in your sleep. Because your obedience has triggered a spiritual earthquake, you are walking into places your family never dared to dream of. You are breathing in air that devils tried to keep from your lungs. You are touching what prophets saw from a distance but never held. You are a living psalm. You are a walking prophecy. You are the roar of God wrapped in human tears. And your weeping has not been forgotten. I wept with you. I screamed with you. I sat in silence with you. And now I rise with you. And heaven, oh, heaven is not calm right now. Heaven is rejoicing with violent joy. Because a warrior has stood up from the ashes. A flame has risen from the ruins. A temple has opened its gates and said, "Enter, King of Glory." And I have entered into your room. Into your thoughts, into your timeline, into your name. Your name has never sounded louder in the halls of glory. And now that you are marked, now that your soul has remembered, now that your silence has been traded for sacred fire, there is only one thing left to do. If your soul is trembling right now, if your spirit feels like it's breathing for the first time, if your chest is tight with the weight of glory pressing into your ribs, if something unspeakable is rising from your core, then write Amen in the comments, not because I need it, but because your angel is waiting for a sign that you still believe. Asterisk like this message if it woke up something you didn't know was still alive in you. And subscribe only if you are ready to walk through the next scroll I will open. Because I will not open it for everyone, but for you. I've already turned the page. And what I'm about to reveal will break the sky over your life. It begins now. Let the silence deepen around you, not as emptiness but as a sanctuary. The kind of silence where angels remove their sandals. The kind of silence where I begin to write again, this time not with ink, but with oil. Upon the walls of your soul. You may not realize it, but your very breath right now is releasing permission into dimensions you cannot name. I've waited years to say what I am about to speak into you now, and heaven has held its breath for this moment. You are not only forgiven, you are fully restored. There are no stains on you anymore. There is no shame, no debt, no record of your former self. I have undone it all. Do not search for what I have erased. Do not mourn the version of you I have buried. You are not just improved, you are reborn. The part of you that doubted, feared, resisted, and hid is gone. This is the part of you I crafted in secret, behind layers of pain and memory and waiting. This is who I always saw, and now others will begin to see what I saw all along. Not your appearance, not your resume, not your words. They will see your weight, the weight of divine presence that lingers when you leave a room, the weight of mercy that bleeds through your laughter, the weight of love that burns quietly behind your eyes, because the world does not need more loudness. It needs presence. And presence is what you now carry. Your prayers are not small anymore. When you whisper, heaven hears. When you ask, doors open. When you weep, the earth responds. Because your voice is no longer bound by time. You've crossed over. There is no going back. The veil is not just torn, it is gone. You are no longer outside pleading. You are inside, ruling. This is the throne room, beloved. This is the Holy of Holies inside your own ribcage. You are not looking for me anymore. I am dwelling inside you now. And because of that, you will begin to feel things you've never felt. Your hands will tingle for no reason. Your heart will burn without pain. Your ears will ring with notes you cannot describe. That is heaven adjusting your frequency. You are tuning in. You are waking up. You are stepping into the river that flows from my throne. Drink deeply. Let it wash your eyes and cleanse your language. Let it baptize your thoughts and strip your fears. Let it carry away every false name spoken over you by people who never saw your light, because I've given you a new name. Now. It's not written in any language spoken on earth. It's not meant to be pronounced, it's meant to be known. When demons hear it, they flee. When angels hear it, they salute. When the wind hears it, it dances. And when I speak it, creation listens. That name belongs only to you. It is the sound of your existence in my eternity, and no one can steal it. No one can alter it. No one can rewrite it. You are sealed. Not with ink, but with breath, the same breath that hovered over the waters in Genesis. The same breath that raised the dead, the same breath that whispered, "It is finished." It now whispers inside you, "It is beginning." And what begins now cannot be stopped. No delay can deny it. No human can block it. No enemy can confuse it, because this is not your strength. It is your surrender, and your surrender has become your sword. Where others fight with fear, you will stand in stillness. Where others seek fame, you will glow with favor. Where others imitate, you will originate, because what I placed inside you has never existed before. You are not a copy. You are a combustion, a collision of ancient promise and present fire. You are the bridge between prayers and prophecy. You are the reason the curse ends here, not because you are perfect, but because you chose me again. And I never forgot you, even when you forgot me, even when you wandered, even when you fell, even when you stopped believing in yourself. I believed enough for both of us. And now that belief has resurrected you. You are standing inside a miracle, and you didn't even realize it. Look around, listen again, feel deeper. That's not your imagination, it's the spirit. The ground beneath your feet is sacred. The moment before you is sealed. And your yes has cracked the sky open. So stay with me. Do not rush. There is more. There is always more. And I have waited eternity to give it to you.